let's talk about Den of Thieves 2. Pantera, I think, is what I was hearing other reviewers call this. So, and also apparently that's the name of a band, but yeah, Pantera. So what is this film about? Well, Gerard Butler and Osai Jackson Jr. Return as Big Nick and Donnie, respectively, as they now, Donnie, in the events of the last movie, or at the end of the last movie, successfully pulled off that heist, and now he is living in Europe, this time in France. He's now living in France, where he basically steals diamonds, and he's stealing diamonds, and he kind of blips back on Big Nick's radar, and Nick wants sort of payback because Donnie, got away with stealing money out of the Federal Reserve. And Nick's like, okay, I now know where Donnie is. Donnie is in Nice, France, which is beautiful. This movie really looks amazing, and I feel like it kind of looks like the same, like, sort of, like, director of photography worked on both movies, but, like, this really is a gorgeous looking movie simply because France is a beautiful country, and the vibrancy of, like, the colors, the very natural colors that sort of are there, you know what I mean? But Nick is like, hey, look, Donnie, I want to help you. I want to work with you to steal these diamonds because I'm poor, and due to the events of this film, I'm sort of broke, and of course my wife left me, his wife being the horrible Deborah. So they work together, they become partners, and they also work with Donnie's European crew, who work somewhat forgettable, to steal diamonds from basically the Federal Reserve equivalent for diamonds that is located in Nice, France. And yeah, you want to know what? This movie is 4 minutes longer than the original film. The original film was 220. This is 224. And honestly, it feels it. I love the first half of this movie because I think they do a good job at setting up, okay, why is Nick going after Donnie this time? All that kind of stuff, all the character works pretty much well. You get a sense of what this film is going to be like. And then in the middle of the film, which is, in my opinion, the best part of this film, minor spoilers, but very, very, very minor. Then the middle part of this film is basically kind of like a buddy comedy. Nick and Donnie go to like a party and stuff like that, and they do ecstasy, and Donnie and Nick rather hilariously basically says in so many words, screw NATO, and I thought that was funny because that's that just comes out of nowhere, but like is really funny considering real life events. It's fun, and they ride scooters together, and they get pushed off a boat, and it's just really fun. It's a fun buddy comedy, and Jackson and Butler have amazing chemistry together, and I was genuinely surprised to find that I was laughing at this movie because this movie's kind of dour in most cases. This movie's really funny in the middle, and I love that. And I think that it really kind of starts to sag because I understand spoilers for this movie. But I assume that you've seen Den of Thieves 1 if you're watching a review of Den of Thieves 2. I understand why Merriman and his group sort of lead the sheriff's department towards the Riviera Bank. It's a distraction to be like, hey, we're not really going to stay at the Riviera Bank for too long, but this is a distraction while we go and try to break into the Federal Reserve. Keep the cops and the sheriffs distracted. And I don't know, I feel like the heist itself feels overly too long. It feels too drawn out within its pacing and within its drama. You know, this feels like it's 4 minutes longer than its predecessor. And I remember, like, when I originally watched this on Netflix, thinking, oh wow, this is like 2 hours and 20 minutes, really. And you know, I think because of the ending, that movie does sort of breeze past, you know, breeze by a little bit. But not this movie. This movie this movie does sort of start to slog a little bit towards the end, and I think it's a good movie. I think love Den of Thieves 1 quite a bit, but I don't know. I'm surprised that I laughed at this movie, and like, it's pretty good. It's ultimately pretty good, you know. But it definitely feels like a direct-to-DVD, like wait for Netflix kind of sequel that I'm honestly surprised got a theatrical release. Although this came out actually on January 10th, a day before my birthday, so that was really cool to just sort of learn, like, oh, that's so cool. And this also came out apparently in January, back in 2018. So yeah, January movies. Sometimes they can be fun. Apparently this became like the #1 movie at the box office. And January must have been a slow month this year. Because, like, it's fun, but, like, it definitely is a wait for Netflix. This comes out actually on Netflix, funnily enough, in like 10 days. It comes out on the 20th of March, which is kind of interesting because this came out like on the 3rd. Like this DVD came out, this Blu-ray came out on the 3rd. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, but you want to know what? I do recommend Den of Thieves 1 and 2 as a double feature. I watched them both today. This daylight savings time has really, I guess, kind of messed with me, as it always does. For most people, it's messed with me, and like I did kind of start to doze off. But don't worry, I a few moments ago rewatched the last 30 minutes of this film, and I do like the ending. I feel very satisfied with its closure, but it's not the original film's ending. And I like this movie, but yeah. I would watch a Den of Thieves 3, but kind of like with this one, I'll wait for DVD. Although the producers, and I think even Letterboxd has it up. But the producers talked about how they want to make a 3 soon, and I imagine that it will be sooner rather than later. So yeah, there you go. Remember that God made you special. He loves you very much. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these films. Have you seen them? What have you thought about them? All that good stuff. Comment below. Let me know. And yeah, you know, I've recently just finished reviewing every Guy Ritchie movie, so I'm gonna maybe take it a bit easier. I'm actually making this video like a day maybe earlier than I thought I would be. But yeah, that's it for now. Like I said, remember that God made you special. He loves you very much. I hope you have a very lovely day. I hope you had a very lovely February. And as always, God bless y'all.